The ideal placement for smoke alarms is on the ceiling, outside each sleeping room, and in the common areas of the home, including the hallway and living room. Given an unusual layout, here are some suggestions to minimize false alarms. Firstly, place the smoke alarm in the hallway leading to the sleeping rooms. This will provide early detection of smoke entering the sleeping area but minimize the risk of false alarms from cooking fumes. Secondly, install a heat alarm in the kitchen. Heat alarms respond to rapid temperature increases, which are more common in cooking-related incidents. This can reduce false alarms triggered by smoke or steam from cooking. Thirdly, choose photoelectric smoke alarms. Photoelectric smoke alarms are less sensitive to cooking fumes compared to ionization smoke alarms. Consider installing photoelectric models in areas near the kitchen. Fourthly, use range hoods or exhaust fans when cooking. These appliances help remove cooking fumes and reduce the likelihood of smoke reaching the smoke alarms. Fifthly, educate household occupants. Explain the location of the smoke alarms and the importance of keeping them clear of dust and debris. Encourage occupants to avoid cooking with grease or oil that could produce excessive smoke. Sixthly, test smoke alarms regularly. Regularly check the functionality of all smoke alarms, including those near the kitchen. Replace batteries as needed. Consider interconnected smoke alarms. Interconnected smoke alarms allow all alarms in a home to sound if one is triggered, providing early warning to all occupants regardless of their location. This can be especially helpful in a home with a complex or unusual layout. Smoke alarms are a crucial part of home safety, providing early warning in the event of a fire. Understanding their different types and optimal placement is essential for maximizing their effectiveness. There are two primary types of smoke alarms: ionization and photoelectric. Ionization smoke alarms are generally more responsive to flaming fires, while photoelectric smoke alarms are typically more responsive to smoldering fires. Both types can detect smoke, but their sensitivity to different types of fires varies. It is recommended to have both types of smoke alarms installed in a home, or a dual sensor alarm that incorporates both technologies. Optimal placement of smoke alarms is critical for early detection and warning. Smoke alarms should be installed on every level of a home, including the basement. They should also be placed inside each sleeping room and outside each sleeping area. In hallways, smoke alarms should be installed on the ceiling or high on the wall, typically within 12 inches of the ceiling. Smoke rises, so ceiling placement is generally more effective. In rooms with sloped ceilings, smoke alarms should be installed within 3 feet of the highest point of the ceiling. It is important to avoid placing smoke alarms in dead air spaces, such as the peak of a frame ceiling. The National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, provides specific guidelines for smoke alarm placement. These guidelines recommend avoiding placement near windows, doors, or air ducts, as drafts can interfere with smoke detection. Smoke alarms should also not be placed in kitchens or bathrooms, as cooking fumes and steam can cause false alarms. As previously mentioned, heat alarms can be used in kitchens to reduce false alarms. Interconnected smoke alarms provide an additional layer of safety. When one interconnected smoke alarm detects smoke, all of the alarms in the home will sound, providing early warning to all occupants regardless of their location. Interconnected smoke alarms can be wired together or wirelessly connected. Wired interconnected smoke alarms require running wires between the alarms, while wireless interconnected smoke alarms communicate wirelessly. Wireless interconnected smoke alarms are easier to install, but they require regular battery replacement. Regular maintenance is essential for ensuring that smoke alarms are functioning properly. Smoke alarms should be tested monthly to verify that they are working. The test button on the smoke alarm should be pressed and the alarm should sound. If the alarm does not sound, the battery should be replaced. Batteries should be replaced at least once a year, or whenever the low battery warning sounds. It is also important to keep smoke alarms clean. Dust and debris can accumulate on smoke alarms, reducing their sensitivity. Smoke alarms should be vacuumed or dusted regularly to remove any buildup. Smoke alarms have a limited lifespan. Most smoke alarms should be replaced every 10 years. The date of manufacture is typically printed on the smoke alarm. If the date of manufacture is more than 10 years ago, the smoke alarm should be replaced. When replacing smoke alarms, it is important to choose models that meet current safety standards. Look for smoke alarms that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or UL. These laboratories test smoke alarms to ensure that they meet safety standards. Local building codes and fire codes may have specific requirements for smoke alarm installation. It is important to check local codes to ensure that smoke alarms are installed in compliance with these requirements. Some jurisdictions require interconnected smoke alarms in new construction and renovations. Smoke alarms can also be integrated with home security systems. When a smoke alarm is integrated with a home security system, the security system can automatically notify the fire department in the event of a fire. This can provide a faster response time and potentially save lives. Carbon monoxide detectors are another important safety device for homes. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. Carbon monoxide detectors provide early warning of carbon monoxide buildup in a home. Carbon monoxide detectors should be installed on every level of a home, including the basement, and outside each sleeping area. Carbon monoxide detectors should be tested regularly and replaced every 5 to 7 years. When choosing smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors, it is important to consider the specific needs of a home. Factors to consider include the size of the home, the number of occupants, and the presence of any special hazards such as fireplaces or gas appliances. It is also important to consider the cost of the devices. Smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors range in price from a few dollars to several $100s. Investing in high-quality smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors is an important step in protecting a home and its occupants from fire and carbon monoxide poisoning. Remember to educate all household members about fire safety and the importance of smoke alarms. Conduct regular fire drills to practice escape routes. Ensure everyone knows how to call emergency services. Keep fire extinguishers readily available and know how to use them. Emphasize the dangers of cooking fires, especially those involving grease. Never leave cooking unattended and keep flammable materials away from the stove. Promote safe smoking habits. If smoking, do so outside and dispose of cigarette butts properly. Avoid smoking in bed. Regularly inspect electrical cords and appliances for damage. Do not overload electrical outlets. Use surge protectors to protect electronic devices from power surges. Have a professional electrician inspect the electrical system periodically. Store flammable liquids properly, away from heat sources and in approved containers. Keep the area around furnaces and water heaters clear of flammable materials. If using space heaters, keep them away from flammable materials and never leave them unattended. Be cautious with candles. Never leave burning candles unattended and keep them away from flammable materials. Use candle holders that are stable and non-combustible. Consider using flameless candles as a safer alternative. Maintain chimneys and vents. Have chimneys and vents cleaned and inspected annually by a qualified professional. This will help prevent chimney fires and carbon monoxide poisoning. Be aware of the potential fire hazards associated with holiday decorations. Use flame-resistant decorations and keep them away from heat sources. Never leave holiday lights unattended. Have a fire escape plan. Develop a fire escape plan that includes 2 ways out of each room. Practice the plan regularly with all household members. Designate a meeting place outside the home. Install and maintain fire sprinklers. Fire sprinklers can quickly suppress fires, reducing damage and saving lives. Consider installing fire sprinklers in new construction and renovations. Consider the needs of people with disabilities. Ensure that smoke alarms are equipped with visual and audible alarms that meet the needs of people with hearing or visual impairments. Develop a fire escape plan that accommodates the needs of people with disabilities. By following these safety tips, you can help protect your home and family from fire and carbon monoxide poisoning. Remember, prevention is key. taking steps to reduce fire hazards and ensure that smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors are properly installed and maintained can save lives. Photoelectric smoke alarms use a light beam and a sensor to detect smoke. When smoke enters the alarm, it scatters the light beam, causing the sensor to trigger the alarm. Photoelectric smoke alarms are generally more responsive to smoldering fires, which produce larger particles of smoke. Ionization smoke alarms use a small amount of radioactive material to create an electrical current. When smoke enters the alarm, it disrupts the current, causing the alarm to sound. Ionization smoke alarms are generally more responsive to flaming fires, which produce smaller particles of smoke. Dual sensor smoke alarms combine both photoelectric and ionization technologies in a single unit. These alarms are designed to detect both smoldering and flaming fires. Heat alarms detect rapid increases in temperature. They are typically used in kitchens and other areas where smoke alarms may be prone to false alarms. Carbon monoxide alarms detect the presence of carbon monoxide gas. They are designed to alert occupants to the dangers of carbon monoxide poisoning. Combination smoke and carbon monoxide alarms combine both smoke and carbon monoxide detection in a single unit. These alarms provide comprehensive protection against both fire and carbon monoxide poisoning. Wireless interconnected smoke alarms communicate wirelessly with each other. When one alarm detects smoke, all of the alarms in the system will sound. Wired interconnected smoke alarms are connected to each other via wires. When one alarm detects smoke, all of the alarms in the system will sound. Smart smoke alarms connect to a home's Wi-Fi network and can send alerts to smartphones and other devices. They can also be integrated with other smart home devices. Addressable smoke alarms provide specific information about the location of the fire. This information can be used by firefighters to quickly locate and extinguish the fire. Multi-criteria smoke alarms use multiple sensors to detect smoke, heat, and carbon monoxide. These alarms are designed to provide the most comprehensive protection against fire and carbon monoxide poisoning. When selecting smoke alarms, it is important to choose models that meet current safety standards. Look for smoke alarms that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or UL. These laboratories test smoke alarms to ensure that they meet safety standards. It is also important to choose smoke alarms that are appropriate for the specific needs of the home. Consider the size of the home, the number of occupants, and the presence of any special hazards, such as fireplaces or gas appliances. Regularly check the batteries in smoke alarms. Replace batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning sounds. Test smoke alarms monthly to ensure that they are working properly. Clean smoke alarms regularly to remove dust and debris. Replace smoke alarms every 10 years. Develop a fire escape plan and practice it regularly with all household members. Install fire extinguishers in the home and learn how to use them. Consider installing fire sprinklers in new construction and renovations. Educate all household members about fire safety and the importance of smoke alarms. By following these safety tips, you can help protect your home and family from fire. Ensure the alarm is loud enough to wake everyone in the house. Check the manufacturer's recommendations for specific placement instruction. Consider installing a strobe light alarm for individuals with hearing impairments. Keep a record of smoke alarm maintenance, including battery replacement and testing dates. Never disable a smoke alarm, even if it is causing false alarms. Instead, try to identify the cause of the false alarms and take steps to prevent them. If false alarms persist, consider relocating the smoke alarm to a more suitable location. If you are unsure about the proper placement or maintenance of smoke alarms, consult with a qualified fire safety professional. Remember, smoke alarms are a critical part of home safety. Taking the time to install and maintain them properly can save lives.